Hello friends, welcome to my channel full of creators. Our today's video's topic is respiration in plants. In this chapter, we will study about what is respiration equation, characteristics of respiration, respiration and burning, respiration in plants, how does oxygen enter the roots and stem, what are pneumatophores, types of respiration, respiration versus photosynthesis, and respiration in plants compared with respiration in animals. What is respiration? Respiration is nothing but a biochemical decomposition of organic compounds like simple carbohydrates, glucose in the living cells with the release of energy. So, decomposition it means breaking of bigger particles into various smaller particles. Now, what breaking up takes place? Let's see. So here you can see in respiration equation that C6H12O6, that is glucose, it combines with oxygen and breaks down or combines with oxygen and forms carbon dioxide, water, and energy is liberated. So here a single glucose molecule combines with six molecules of oxygen and forms six molecule of carbon dioxide that is given out and six molecules of water that is used, and 36, it is not, it is 38 molecules of energy is liberated. Now what is ATP we will study further. Now, characteristics of respiration. Characteristics of respiration refers to that respiration is done in various phases, and those phases are given a name and that we will study. So, our first phase is glycosis. That is, in this phase, glucose is broken down into pyruvic acid. Here you can see in the diagram glucose is broken down into pyruvic acid, and this is known as glycosis. So this phase is known as glycosis. And where does this phase takes place? In the cytoplasm of the cell. And in this phase there is no need of oxygen, means oxygen is absent. Now let's see the next phase. So our second phase is Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle, in this phase, pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide and water and energy is released. Okay, so here electron transport is also there, but we will not study about electron transport. We will only study about Krebs cycle. So Krebs cycle, pyruvic acid, which after the conversion of glucose forms in the process of glycosis, in the Krebs cycle gets converted into carbon dioxide, water, and energy is liberated. But this pyruvic acid gets converted into carbon dioxide, water, and ATP molecules in the presence of oxygen, and it takes place in mitochondria of the cell. Okay, means this process, Krebs cycle process, it takes place into or occurs in mitochondria of the cell. Then ATP cycle. This is one of the most important topic which we need to understand. First of all, what is ATP? Okay, so ATP is nothing but we know it as energy currency of cell. Now, why it is energy currency of cell? Let's see. A large part of energy is liberated during the breakdown of glucose molecule. We have seen before that 38 molecules of ATP is formed after the breakdown of glucose molecule. So this 38 molecule ATP, this glucose molecule is converted into chemical energy. Okay, and this chemical energy is stored in ATP molecules. ATP's full form is adenosine triphosphate. A part of it, A part of ATP molecule is liberated in the form of heat. As we know, it is an ideal store of energy for cell. Means the only ideal store means the only store of energy for cells. The energy stored in an ATP molecule can be released very quickly when needed. Hence, ATP is called energy currency of cell. Means whenever we need energy, very quickly an ATP molecule gives us energy. And this process of giving energy is we'll study about ATP cycle. So when energy from ATP is used, means when we need energy and from this energy comes from ATP, the ATP is converted into ADP. What means ATP? ATP has three phosphate groups, that is adenosine triphosphate, three phosphate groups. And if when we need energy, so one phosphate is lost and the ATP molecule becomes ADP, adenosine triphosphate. Means one phosphate is lost, so it becomes adenosine diphosphate. And again, when more energy is available, so this ADP, okay, is converted into ATP, that is adenosine diphosphate, gets converted into adenosine triphosphate. Okay, and this process is called ATP cycle. Okay, so it goes on. So ATP gets converted into ADP, ADP again gets converted into ATP. This process goes on. Then let's study about difference between respiration and burning. Respiration, it takes place in living cells only. Okay, so like respiration in living cells means we human are living, animals are living, plants are living. So in them only respiration can take place. In non-living things like table, chair, respiration can't take place. So this is the only point said in respiration. While in combustion, it does not occur in living cells. Where it occurs in wood, plastic, and various other things, combustion takes place. Now, here, respiration, the food material is oxidized stepwise, accompanied with stepwise release of energy. Means whatever oxidation is taking place in respiration, this oxidation takes place stepwise. First thing happen, then second thing happen, then third thing happen. While in combustion, the substrate is oxidized at random and energy is released from the spontaneous breakdown of foodstuff. Means whatever our substrate is there, that is wood, if we are okay at if we are firing it up, so this is just one process, firing, and it will burn. Okay, and at once only energy is released. But this is not the case in respiration. Stepwise everything is happening. At once only nothing happen, and energy is also released in stepwise, but here energy is released at once or spontaneously. Now here in respiration, most of the energy release is stored in the form of heat. Means here energy is stored, whereas in combustion the energy released is lost in the form of light and heat. If we see a wood, okay, here we are firing it up, so that energy we can't store it now in the form of light and heat, it gets okay lost. Whereas respiration, it is a continuous process. Means it continuously goes in our cells. One glucose molecule oxidizes, the next glucose molecule comes and oxidize. Whereas in combustion, it is not a continuous process. When we need, then only combustion takes place. It doesn't take place every time, every minute, every second. So this is the difference between respiration and combustion. Now respiration in plants, our most important topic. So in plants, every living cell in all parts of plant body, that is leaves, stem, root, and even the deepest place cells need oxygen. So which every living cells need oxygen, every living parts need oxygen. So how does oxygen reach into different parts like leaf, stem, and root? It reaches through the following three inlets. Now two leaves, it reaches through stomata. Here you can see this is the diagram of stomata. From here in between there is the opening. From that exchange of gases takes place. Lenticles in old stem and roots. Your third diagram you can see that you can see some brown, it is lines are there now, these are lenticles. So through these lenticles exchange of gases take place in old stem and old roots, means the trees or plants which get very old, in them lenticles come out, and through these lenticles only this respiration takes place. Now general surface of the roots, here you can see in the roots there are root hairs and the roots are there. So from these upper surface only exchange of gases takes place. Okay, now then respiration takes place both during daytime and night. During daytime, stomata are open and photosynthesis is in progress. We know what is photosynthesis. Okay, so photosynthesis is the process by which plants prepare their food and in the presence of sunlight. Okay, they are do, using photosynthesis glucose is formed, then using glucose oxygen is needed. Using glucose energy is liberated. Okay, so during daytime stomata are open, so photosynthesis is in progress, so we get oxygen from there. Okay, and some of this oxygen is used in respiration, so they okay, some of this oxygen is used in respiration. So in daytime both use of photosynthesis we take oxygen, and using that oxygen only respiration takes place, while in during the night no photosynthesis takes place. As a result no oxygen is produced, so from where we will get oxygen, but respiration takes place during night as well. Okay, during night there is an intake of oxygen. Now at night oxygen is taken from the surrounding and carbon dioxide is released. That is why it results in the कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड अंडर द बिग ट्रीज। बड़े बड़े पेड़ों के नीचे रात में क्यों कहा जाता है नहीं सोने के लिए, क्योंकि रात में फोटोसिंथेसिस नहीं होता है, तो क्या कहते हैं रेस्पिरेशन डायरेक्ट सराउंडिंग से होता है। तो जब डायरेक्ट सराउंडिंग से होता है तो ऑक्सीजन लिया जाता है और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज होता है। तो जब तक फोटोसिंथेसिस शुरू नहीं होता है तब तक यही प्रोसेस चलता है और खूब ढेर सारा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बड़े बड़े पेड़ों के नीचे इकट्ठा हो जाता है। इसीलिए कहा जाता है रात के समय में पेड़ों के नीचे नहीं सोना चाहिए, बिकॉज वी डोंट गेट oxygen, we get carbon dioxide that time. Now what are pneumatophores? Okay, here you can see in diagram some conical shaped above the water has came. Now these are we call these pneumatophores. Now what are pneumatophores? Okay, let's see. प्लांट्स ग्रोइंग इन मैनग्रूव्स और सलीन स्वैम, मतलब मार्शी एरियाज पे, दलदल जगह पे, वहाँ पे क्या होता है जो रेस्पिरेटरी रूट्स और ब्रीदिंग रूट्स पानी के ऊपर क्या कहते हैं एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैस के लिए कुछ जड़ें निकल आती हैं, उन्हें कहते हैं न्यूमैटोफोर्स। सो प्लांट्स ग्रोइंग इन मैनग्रूव्स और सलीन स्वैम्प्स हैव रेस्पिरेटरी और ब्रीदिंग रूट्स कॉल्ड न्यूमैटोफोर्स. Now, the pneumatophores emerge out of the waterlogged soil. Waterlogged soil means जहाँ पे पानी लगा रहा है, जहाँ दलदल हो, पानी के जैसे दलदल हो, वहाँ पर क्या कहते हैं ये pneumatophores breathing root ऊपर आ जाते हैं. And what do they bear lenticles or breathing pores. Okay, नियर द एपिकल रीजन. ओके, सो यहाँ क्या होते हैं इन जगहों पे वो लोग ये ऊपर ऊपर जो है ये निकल आते हैं और इस पे लेंटिकल्स उभर आते हैं या पोर्स निकल आते हैं जिसके थ्रू एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस टेक्स प्लेस. Now types of respiration. We have two types of respiration, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, oxygen is needed during aerobic respiration. During this process, complete oxygen, you can say what respiration equation we have studied at first, that is a aerobic respiration where complete oxidation of glucose takes place and 38 ATP molecules are produced. Their aerobic respiration is there, and in aerobic respiration there is a presence of oxygen. Oxygen cannot be absent during aerobic respiration. Now, in how many phase aerobic respiration completes? Both in glycosis and Krebs cycle, we need these two phases for the completion of aerobic respiration. Okay, and the organisms which respire aerobically are called aerobes. मतलब जो भी organism एरोबिक रेस्पिरेशन करता है उसको एरोब्स कहते हैं. Whereas anaerobic respiration, here respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen. Okay, like who would do anaerobic respiration? Microorganisms, certain bacteria, fungi, okay, such as yeast. They derive their energy by anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen, and glucose molecule is incompletely broken down into ethyl alcohol or lactic acid and carbon dioxide. अब यहाँ पर इनकम्प्लीट ब्रेकडाउन होता है ग्लूकोज का, तो क्या क्या फॉर्म होते हैं? इथाइल अल्कोहल प्लांट में और लैक्टिक एसिड इन एनिमल में. मतलब कोई प्लांट एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन कर रहा है तो उसके में इथाइल अल्कोहल फॉर्म होगा अलॉन्ग विथ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड स्मॉल क्वांटिटी ऑफ एनर्जी. अगर कोई एनिमल जो है एनारोबिक रेस्पिरेशन कर रहा है तो उसके में लैक्टिक एसिड फॉर्म होगा इथाइल अल्कोहल की जगह अलॉन्ग विथ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड स्मॉल क्वांटिटी ऑफ एनर्जी. Now, first step in anaerobic respiration is also glycosis, and then pyruvic acid breaks down in the absence of oxygen into ethyl alcohol in plant cells and lactic acid in animal cells. The organisms which respire anaerobically are called anaerobes. यहाँ पे जो organism aerobically respire करते हैं उसको क्या कहते हैं? Aerobes. और जो anaerobically respire करता है उसको anaerobes. I hope so that this topic is clear. Now, respiration versus photosynthesis. Difference between respiration and photosynthesis we will study. Now, photosynthesis occur only in green plants and photosynthetic bacteria. Means green plants कह सकते हैं या जिस भी जगह पे क्लोरोफिल प्रेजेंट होगा वहाँ पे फोटोसिंथेसिस टेक प्लेस होगा. और रेस्पिरेशन इट अकर्स इन ऑल लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म, चाहे वो प्लांट हो, चाहे एनिमल हो, चाहे उसमें क्लोरोफिल प्रेजेंट हो या ना हो. ना फोटोसिंथेसिस इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन लाइट. फोटोसिंथेसिस में लाइट इज नीडेड, but respiration is not dependent on light. Light is not needed. Now, photosynthesis consists of two phases or two stages: light reaction and dark reaction. Okay, and respiration consists of two phases, that is inhalation and exhalation or in animals. Okay, and glycosis and Krebs cycle is also there. Inhalation and exhalation is in animals, and glycosis and Krebs cycle everywhere. Now, carbon dioxide is used and released in the process of photosynthesis. Here, carbon dioxide is used and released in the process of photosynthesis. Here it is written wrong. Carbon dioxide and oxygen is released. Okay, here oxygen is used and carbon dioxide is released. Again, I will explain this. Photosynthesis occur in green plants, means where chlorophyll is present, there photosynthesis takes place. Respiration takes place everywhere. Okay, that is whether chlorophyll is present or not present, whether it is a plant, whether it is an animal. Photosynthesis, there is a need of sunlight, but in respiration there is no need of sunlight. In photosynthesis, it consists of two phase: light reaction and dark reaction. This we will study in next chapter when I will explain photosynthesis. Now, respiration, it consists of two stages: inhalation and exhalation. That is, we humans, that we inhale through our nose and exhale out also through our nose. There two process takes place. But respiration, the main two processes what? Glycosis and Krebs cycle. And here in photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide is used and oxygen is released. Whereas in respiration, oxygen is used and carbon dioxide is released. Now, respiration in plants compared to respiration in animals. Respiration in plants, it does not have specialized organs. All the parts of the plant perform respiration individually. Now, in plants, respiration के लिए कोई एक ऑर्गन नहीं बना है. जितने भी प्लांट्स के पार्ट हैं वो खुद अपना रेस्पिरेशन करें. ओके. वेयर इज इन एनिमल्स क्या कहते हैं, एक स्पेशल ऑर्गन होता है लंग्स इन एनिमल्स, गिल्स इन एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स. ठीक है. जो एक ऑर्गन होता है जो क्या कहते हैं रेस्पिरेशन करता है और सारे जगह पे ऑक्सीजन पहुंचाता है. वेयर एज इन रेस्पिरेशन इन प्लांट्स देयर इज अ लिटिल ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ रेस्पिरेटरी गैसेस. मीन्स सब लोग खुद खुद करते हैं तो बहुत कम ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है ऐसे जगहों पे जहाँ पे नहीं जो है क्या कहते हैं रेस्पिरेशन हो पा रहा है. बट वेयर इज इन रेस्पिरेशन इन एनिमल्स, गैसेज आर यूजली ट्रांसपोर्टेड ओवर लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस. लंग्स से हर पार्ट्स तक गैस ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है. नाउ रेस्पिरेशन इन प्लांट्स, द रेट ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन इज स्लो. मतलब सब लोग अपना अपना खुद खुद का करते हैं इसलिए थोड़ा स्लो रेस्पिरेशन होता है. whereas respiration in animals, the rate of respiration is fast. सो रेस्पिरेशन प्लांट्स में क्या होता है, कोई स्पेशलाइज्ड ऑर्गन नहीं होता है. एनिमल्स में क्या होता है, स्पेशलाइज्ड ऑर्गन्स होते हैं लाइक लंग्स, गिल्स एक्सेट्रा. एंड प्लांट्स में little transport of gas takes place from one part to another, whereas in animals gases are transported usually over long distance. And in plants, rate of respiration is slow. In animals, rate of respiration is fast. Thanks for watching. I hope so that you have understood this chapter. If you have any doubt, please tell me in the comment section. Moreover, if you want the notes of this chapter, do tell me in the comment box. Like, share and subscribe. Also press the bell icon for new notifications. Thank you friends. Bye bye.